evening, everyone. We are so sorry we had a little technical issues, and we thank God. At the end of the day, we are able to conquer all the challenges, and we are able to this live session. All right, so today we want to have a deep dive in NFT. Then our guest, Altcoin Daddy, is going to be NFT and a whole lot of stuff you need to know about NFT. Joining us, please do well to let us know where you are streaming from in the comments, and make sure you share this live stream with your family and friends, and invite as many as possible to participate with us, as we are going to be sharing value with you guys, and we don't want this to be quite lengthy. Next 30 to 40 minutes we should be done with everything, and the opportunity to ask questions that revolves around NFT. So do way to stick around. Please, if you are just joining us, leave me from in the comments section. All right, so I'd like to introduce myself with comments, and I'm also going to give our guests the opportunity as well. So my name is Emmanuel Jacob, the founder of Digital, your host in today's session. So I have with me going to introduce himself as well. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, guys. So, my name is founder of Ten Africa. So, I do a whole lot of things in the space, but founder of Ten Africa.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Okay,
Right.
so we have to start right away, and a lot of people really understand what NFTs is, and today we are going to simple, because a lot of people just feel NFT are just maybe can simply be, maybe someone can just take a screenshot and call it a photo they like on social media and all. So our guest help us break down every single thing we've got to NFT this evening. So first of all, I like to give this up, and I want to ask, please, we want you to introduce to our viewers.
What is the idea? I didn't hear you.
Okay, we need an introduction of.
Okay, an introduction, right?
Yeah.
You can actually hear me very well. Right?
I didn't get that.
Well, can you hear me very well? That's okay.
You can continue. Just go ahead.
Okay. All right. So when a whole lot of things like this, people get to make it complicated, but NFT is actually very, very break it down, break it down for 5-year-olds. So let's start by of course, anybody who is blockchain inclined, like the abbreviation stands for non-fungible token. And why is it non that cannot be divided? And you split it into two. You get one of the first points you need to like see. But if you don't see the NFT
Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I
you.
think you are breaking. You are breaking. No, it's not
I doubt
clear.
I because I can hear you very well.
Okay, please just continue.
Okay, is it better?
Yeah, just continue. Continue.
All right. Okay. So I haven't explained, I haven't broken down what non-fungible tokens. Next, elaborate.
Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Sorry, I didn't get the last thing you said.
Sure, sure. I can. Okay, I can actually make it more elaborate by the cryptographic asset chain with a unique identification. And you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Said their cryptographic assets that unique identification code that distinguish them. You understand? But um, these are assets tokens that lives on the blockchain, but they don't share the same characteristics. You get the point. So it's different from another NFT, of course. Just like taking one of the biggest and bought ape or the understand. You get to see now that crypto punch you see is always different. Understand? So what makes it fine? It's just identify numbers. You understand? Or metadata has to do with everything that they can actually about that particular token. Understand? I wish together.
Yeah, sure. We are together. I think maybe can you just try your Bluetooth and try using your. Let's see if it's going to be more clear because some parts are breaking.
Okay. Okay, let me try that. All right, so is it better off now?
Yeah, very good.
All right. Okay, so what I was trying to actually assets, unique assets that lives on the blockchain, like not they are not the same with each other. They have makes them different. Of course, we refer to this as metadata. These are inform token and the rest of you understand. So one thing you need to take from this discussion is this: the NFTs are tokens that actually live on the block. Share the same cryptographic features with the fungible tokens we know. What makes them different is this: they have identification numbers that you can actually use to distinguish this one from the other one. The way it is. So I don't know if I've actually been able to like do just that brief introduction about NFT.
Okay, thank you so much. Um, the second question: why have NFT has become why does NFT become so in Web 3.0.
Why has what? Please, you try to be audible because I'm not
NFT
using
become
my.
Why has NFT become so important in Web 3.0?
All right. Okay. Jacob, thank you for that. Like NFT is actually very, very important to understand. Of course, you get to understand something, but before I start telling you why it's NFT, we need to actually like take a break straight down, like get up there. How we will get to know how we are where we are today. Starting from the time of web one, that was when we actually had the read only internet era. You understand? Read through the internet, but you can't interact. You get the point. So got to the
Yeah.
point where and we can also interact with the internet, which we term as the web 2.0. You understand? At this point,
Mm.
we not only read the internet, but we can connect. You get the point. So
Yes.
we now had a shift to since um during the time of Web 2, we still in Web 2. Don't quote me down, they're still enjoying Web 2 till today. But there's actually a whole lot of problem that 2 and the rest of and at that point people's data was a whole lot of things happen. So that's why today you can log into Facebook and you decide to click on ad, maybe like could ad. Now if you open YouTube, definitely you see could ad. If you go to Instagram, ad. If care is not taken, if you open your fridge, definitely you're going to see CUDA ad inside. Definitely. If your fridge is a digital fridge, digital swap, you always see CUDA ad inside your fridge. So at that point, things like people data, we don't really know what a lot of these tech and big I understand. They do anything they want with it. You get the point. So let's have something. You understand? Let's have this era, which I call the internet of decentralization. If you understand, it's a decision that okay, let's only interact with wallet address and all of that, and ownership of data. You understand? And
Yes.
data provider fully protected and all of that, and there's no one who is actually losing and all of that. At this point now, since um since the NF calls they are tokens, you understand?
Mm.
So relationship between them and how important it has become to Web 3.0 is just this sense of own, this sense of uniqueness, this sense of okay, everybody based on what he has contributed. There is no piracy. You understand?
Yes.
That I'll be able to like steal your article or be able to like steal the web because one, everything is documented. Let's see of that is actually very unique to you and the place on the blockchain. Of course, your front end which uses Web3 architecture and the rest of. Now, a whole lot of sense of ownership. You can have control over your creation. So that is you have become. To get a point, to those in Web3. So that is the relation. How important it is. It's just that it gives this sense of ownership. It gives this sense of decentralization is free to do what they want. That's just it.
All, all right. Thank you so much. The next question
Okay.
is who can mint NFT? It's celebrities or just anybody? And also, we like to know this of NFTs.
Okay. The first question is an NFT. Is it only celebrities or is it a common man?
Okay, okay. I actually got the question right. Thank you for your answer. It's okay. Who can mint NFTs? Only celeb or just anybody? Right on on use cases of NFTs. Okay, quite. You see, the point is this: anybody can actually be a digital artist. You get a point.
Yes.
But what distinguish what you're doing from what another person is? You get a point. You see, sometimes I say this. I say like I don't really know why there are a whole lot of persons to actually buy some JPEGs. You understand that has no get that you can't use for anything. You get a point. And anybody can really come up with any innovative idea or with any kind of thing you want to do on the blockchain. It's as simple as that. You understand? You don't really need to have you for it to like put your artwork out there or put your non fungible token out. As least as the common man, like you don't know, anybody can do that. What we are doing, say, like what makes what we are doing different is this. It's just you. So why what ape will forever be relevant. You get the point. What ape will forever a whole lot of persons because of the kind of use case it has brought up. Now let's talk about some of the use cases of NFT. You get now use cases. We just like need to break it down to what we can actually use NFTs to do can benefit you. It's very simple. You get the point. It's very simple. Said anybody can come up with a unique idea, but how you define how this is very important. That is what will make your idea to last for a very long. So one, you can actually use NFT as a means of to get a point. I got to um, meet with some guys. I think it's the US. I don't really know, right? But we'll be having a space to speak. What we're discussing is just NFT ticketing. You understand? So of use the normal paper ticket. We know. Understand? You just need to have a pass to an event. Of course, that's a use case. You get a point. An NFT that you use to like access a particular course.
Event.
You get a point. NFTs you use in playing game and all of that. So that is what we really want. This I'm not trying to promote any product or any project on this cause clarity. I just want to like make some kind of stuff clear. That's why step in the space, you understand, because they give their NFT a very nice use by giving it this work to into future. Now once you have this particular to like earn some kind of token and some kind of reward. Okay, now that would be for that stuff. You understand? And don't forget NFT appreciate in value. You understand? We give it value. We make it. So when people see okay, some kind of NFTs are sold for 3x, 10x about the hype, you understand? But think about the use case. It's just that a whole lot of okay, what can we actually do with this stuff? And I always give people this if you're this kind of person, you know how to teach you okay, like me and a whole lot of persons get to see you and all of that. And interaction with you, you get now if you tend to pay 50,000 naira or let's say 200, it's like have a section with me. The person might say, "Oh, it's very expensive." You can decide to like print so many cards on the blockchain. You get so if you're able to purchase one of these cards from any of the marketplace, you have my full attention. You understand? You can disturb me even if it's 2 p.m. 2 a.m. So that is how to actually give use cases, and that's one of the use. Think of what people will benefit from this thing. Of course, things they are just I don't even know how to calm them, but we just use cases as we see now. we are not in the era. We are no longer in the era of buy anything, but and this thing solve a particular problem. So if this particular thing can solve a problem, this particular card can make me have access to you, then it has a use case. We get access to you. So those are just some of the use cases of NFT. But there are still many of them.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Question.
Okay.
The next question is screenshots from the real NFT.
Okay, tricky and very, very funny. You understand? Of course, you know this original is original and fake is fake. You understand? Now we don't really get to understand that. We don't really get to know those who really own body. We can't distinguish them from those who bought it as their profile picture. You get the point? But you can't see some of this stuff because NFTs actually have you understand, in as much as possible they have identification number. Persons, when they decide to use a particular NFT for their profile picture, you see the owner of alien friend with a particular number on it. Like if you've seen a particular, like there's a number they always attach. So when you actually go to the blockchain to actually verify, you're definitely going to own bought a 0.00. This person 0. This only. So don't mistake me, don't quote me wrong. Like screenshot cannot be compared to real NFTs. It's just what we have on the blockchain. That any other thing that is not on the blockchain is just known as PFP, profile picture. So you're using board ape as your profile picture until I'm able to you own this in your wallet. You understand? That's when I'll be able to believe it that you own a board ape. That's just it.
All right. Thank you very much for that. The next question is,
Okay.
how can an NFT with a long-term value?
All right. This tip boils down to use cases. You understand? You see, sometimes you Lunar Crush to actually check some information about tokens and they get to ask this question: why will a particular artwork cost 3x when you can't tell me the benefits? Don't forget this NFTs also. It's because of the hype you have. That is what gives it value. A whole lot of this thing that you say, okay, since if let's say 1,000 people are hyping a particular artwork, at a point now that listed it for place it for 0.1x. Understand? And people are hyping that artwork. The next person might decide, okay, let it go for 0.05. You understand? Now the people as the number of audience are increasing the value. Do you understand? But the big question you need to ask yourself is this: whatness? Like after you purchase this artwork, whatness? You get a point last of whatness. That is the big question you need to ask yourself. That's why everybody, including you here, you have some JPEGs you bought with your money. You understand? You get a point. And nobody, you placed it in the marketplace. Nobody even asking you the least money. Okay, pardon me to say this. When Jack sold his first tweet for, I think some millions of dollars, do you understand? After a while, that same tweet was to be sold for up to $200. Why?
Lack of use case.
Like, have you asked yourself that question? So, those are questions to fire an NFT with like a long-term value. Of course, the NFT, that's why I'll forever keep mentioning this guy stepping. I'm not promoter. You understand? But like I see, like okay, I saw what these guys are doing. You understand? That is why somebody can still come into the and invest because you're using it for something. You get the point. That is what money can decide to take that millions of dollars and buy but if because he knows okay, he's definitely going to be in the clique of Snoop Dogg, Eminem, whichever person he everybody who is in that clique. You get the point. So this to give demand for it because they are high that clique and a whole lot of persons want to like actually like this whole stuff. That's just the way it is.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
All right, you're welcome.
The next question is how can quantify rocks on NFT?
Okay, how can collectors identify rocks? You understand? Try to invest in. You get the point. Depending on what you decide to invest in. After that, you know me, truth be told, after I discovered the whole lot of NFT, you understand, I went on break, you understand, I don't collect NFTs anymore. My eye don't see shaggy. Let me use the Nigerian English. Do you understand? So I just
Yeah.
like I always see for research. You get the point. And don't always forget this word. What invest where you can afford to lose. Of course, it can happen in the space. You understand? If Luna can crash, then anything can happen in the space. We have some project team that like they've dust themselves. The undust one self is still rugging. Even the dox one is still rugging. You understand? So make up your mind and say, okay, this thing is actually going to go sideways. You understand? 10 NFT trading just to be degen battle. You understand? You lose. So don't always have it in your mind that you're going to win every day. If you go to Twitter, you see how a whole lot of persons are crying. Okay, I did this, and don't just write anything that actually have hype. Like go for real utility. You get a point. Go for so some people say they are struggling for white list, and I'm like I don't understand. You understand? Go now, and later you have a whole lot of pictures. You have a whole lot of pictures on your wallet, and nobody's buying from you. Just do your due research and always always invest what you can afford to lose. Just as simple as.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So
Okay.
the next question is what is the future of NFT? How does it mean that this NFT of a thing is still going to maybe get does it simply mean that even in the next 10 years we are still going to have like maybe it was or maybe if the market gets to are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, so sorry for our guest speakers. I guess he's having some network issues, and I believe he's going to be back in the next few minutes. Um, are you there? All right, so let me just reiterate what a lot of shits are happening around the NFT ecosystem. Their money almost on daily basis, trying to invest, understand. All right. So what he just said is that before you think of investment, make sure first of all it's money you can afford to lose, probably money you can afford to lose. And also, hello sir, can you hear me? Your voice is not coming through. Sure you know the use case of a particular NFT. Don't just buy. Lots of people are talking about it. Buy an NFT because you reasons you are buying it. If the NFT is actually going to do or make for you first, before you think of maybe you flipping it in future, it's valuable to you, then it could also be valuable to someone else who might be interested in near future. All right, so just know that NFT is not like regular trading where you could just go to an exchange and maybe place a trade. On NFT, if someone is not interested in your NFT, you cannot just go. Once you've been able to buy a particular NFT, it is yours actually maybe bid to buy, then you agree to sell. It's not like maybe traditional means of trading cryptocurrencies that you could just say, okay, the coin is still, just go and maybe sell it at any price and collect a little more. NFT is not like that. So you need to make sure that an NFT use case that will first of all be useful to you and being useful to someone that might be interested in getting it from you in future. All right. NFTs, most of them, like up to maybe 90% of, is all about the hype. I mean, lots of people just want to buy an NFT because people are talking about it. Maybe it's the media attention is on. Please be guided because you may end up losing your hard-earned money. An NFT has a good use case before you think purchasing it. All right, make sure an NFT, and I think we want to take some questions while we are waiting for our guest speaker. His network. So if you have any question, do not hesitate section, and we are going to attend to you. All right. So it's not back in the next 2 minutes. I think we are going to live session. All right. So if you have questions, drop it in the and we will attend to you. So if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you hit on the subscribe on post notification because we are going to be bringing interesting on weekly basis, teaching you all the things you've got to know about blockchain, NFTs, Web3, and lots more.
All right. Sorry guys. Technical issue at the back, and we are in Nigeria and a whole lot of things. Pardon me for that. Okay.
All right. So sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. So you
okay. The next
asked a question before. Okay.
What is the future? What is the future of NFT? And does it say
All right.
that? Sorry, continue.
I heard what you said.
Continue.
Yeah, I heard what you said before. Now, you see, NFT actually have a bright future behind them, before them, and after them. You understand? And as much as building things that are very, very nice, not as much as possible, keep coming up with innovative ideas. You understand? Something that keep solving people's problem. Definitely, NFTs. The industry is still very, very cool. You understand? Forget about what has happened so far. Forget about what actually experienced. You understand? Now that we keep a whole lot of persons like myself to understand the use cases of NFT, you understand? It's not just based on buy anything or you shake it. Now we need to understand, okay, we can actually solve a whole lot of, you get the point. So the space to keep going high. It's just like what I had information like that, but yet to verify people using NFTs in real life. So you can see NFTs and ticketing, you can see NFTs, all of that. So there's still more to come. Like it's definitely going to go a very, very long way for all of us. Believe in me, you like NFT have a very, very bright future behind them and after them.
All right, that's it. Okay, the next question is we take advantage of NFT and benefit from.
Okay, well, I say the NFT market is actually very cool. You understand? So, and I tell people, whichever time you wake up and decide to embrace the blockchain, you understand, you should get a point. So, we always come in this aspect. I don't want to be partial right now, but definitely I have to say this. I don't really know if because I know how to like figure out the whole idea. I'm more of a builder than a buyer. So you can always take the advantage in both. It could be that you have this, you want a whole lot of people to actually patronize your idea. You get the point. You can always you can leverage on that to create for other people to buy. You understand? And you can, if you know this person that you're very creative, you cannot put out the whole story. Can always, you can always like I say, you have nice use cases to invest in. You understand? Don't forget, always can solve a particular problem. That is how to like benefit from the NFT market. Even if price drops, it will see you see do yourself the biggest to actually do a whole lot. Like myself, I'm not regretting this. You know, I know how much I spent like in getting stepping sneakers. I'm not regretting it. You understand? Because that's a whole lot of things that can solve a particular problem. Now that other people to start building similar things. You get the point. So it's still there. So there might be a U-turn, and everything goes as planned. So that is just it. Okay? If you are among those who will be trading, except if you're ready to lose, what is as simple as that.
All right, thank you so much for that. The last question is about traditional creators, painters, artists, people that maybe people that are into doing kind all sort of people that are using their hands to do stuff that are not digitally made. People be able to benefit from NFT.
Okay. You write the question down the way you pin down the other ones because I can't really see.
Okay, all right. Okay, the question is, how can traditional creators benefit from NFT? Like maybe people that are into crafts, painting. Do you get my point?
Yeah. I
It's
actually get your point. Your point. It's very cool and very okay. Now let me share this particular story. Sometime last year, I met or artist. You understand? Someone who can actually draw you the way you are right now. You know what I mean? You get a point. Like the guy is very good. He started to interview painting at the age of 7, and I think currently now he's approaching 60. That is a whole year of experience. You get the point. But now somebody will actually, if this person decides to drop a particular artwork, right? What do I stand to gain? And what do I stand to lose? Get a point. Question. I tell people now, when you're buying an NFT, now since I've actually tied their mind to this you understand gaining of getting more money than gaining value. You want to get a particular stuff because you love a particular somebody. You get people who are doing this. I feel okay. For instance, if somebody really a person love what you're doing, decide to like display the picture of what you have for a lot of persons to see. Anyone who purchases this stuff, you understand. Of course, you have I do it good by sending that art to that person. Of course, there are people who are doing that. Or when you purchase this on the blockchain, they send you the real work. By so doing now, as an artist, as a painter, as a craftsman that you are, you understand. Because somebody always asks, where did you get this? I person be like, okay, I have one real work. Apart from that, you can actually give, you can actually solve a real life meaning. Except if you're working on use cases and you be like, okay, one of these maybe as a hyper realistic painter, I can actually understand, learn how to draw and all of that. So that is how they can actually derive value and stay relevant in this space. That is just it.
All right, thank you for that. Musicians. How about musicians? How can they benefit from?
Musicians, I think they are the even gaining more than craftsmen, because the thing is this: if you're a musician, I encourage you to see. You can always make limited amount of songs. You understand? Let's say album, and that your album has 5 tracks on it, and that 5 tracks, instead of producing thousands and a whole lot of persons get to pirate it, you understand? You can decide to do a limited supply. Let's say 10 copies, and these 10 copies are minted as NFTs. You're able to purchase one of it. You send the person the real copy. Now it's to make it like people in the world have this your album. Now that is the unique part of it. You understand all of that. And again, it's also very, very important in the era to get a point. A lot of people get to hang out today, be like, okay, who is my favorite musician? I don't have any. You understand? I don't have any for now. I'm a fan of music, but I don't have any. So the last year, yeah, I don't even know who to call. Do you have anybody in mind?
Asking if I have any favorite musician.
Yeah, in mind, so that I can use that one as an example.
Okay, Labyrinth.
What do you say?
Labyrinth.
You see,
Labyrinth.
I've not even had that name before, so this is my first time hearing. Let's get to see your favorite musician side to like visit a platform in you, let's say in Discovery Park or whichever area. You understand? I decided to sell 5,000 tickets. You understand? Now those 5,000 tickets can actually be to get the point. Now let's see the first people who decide to like buy these 5,000, count the prices for them. Let's say if a ticket is to be sold for 2,500, and he decided to say, okay, if you're able to get this one on blockchain, it's 5,000 pieces. You can actually pay 1,500 for one. You understand? One finishes. Anyone who is also coming for this event is going to pay 2,500. You see, it's giving more value. Now, truth be told, when people enter the blockchain, this part, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
sure.
still hear me? All right. When people exhaust this particular one, this other one is becoming very, very expensive. You get the point. Now, forget people are business people. Now, this particular one that was 2,500 now, you increase to 5,000 because everybody are looking for it. You get it. It's very, very important to them. Like they can always benefit from it when they are doing their selling ticket. They can also get like make some limited copies of card for them. Of course, there are still people who, if they write to that your favorite musician, is not going to. And assuming he has some limited supply of cards, are like, okay, when you have this card, time any day, you understand, and people get to purchase it. People have access to him, even the common man. So this guy himself can even have access to this particular person. You get the point? So equate just as NFT is. It's as simple as that.
All right. So much you've done, Noble. You've today's session. Really appreciate you for honoring our invitation, for the value you've been able to convey so far. We really appreciate. Thank you so much, Oscar and Daddy. All right. So this way we are going to draw the curtain for today's live. Okay. Goodbye, guys.